Hi guys, and welcome back to MK Sports Cars and Kit Car Direct. Hope you like my new branding. Yeah, we're here today. It's Thursday, week 10 in March. Weather's horrible. Spring hasn't arrived just yet, so the cars aren't out. We're not doing test drives again today. Disappointing. Because who we've got here? We've got Jack here from Complete Kit Car Magazine. Hopefully, yeah, Jack waves. Hopefully you're buying their issues. Fantastic. It really keeps you up to date on what's going on the scenes, updates on track days and features. Actually here to do a feature on us. So in the next coming months, you'll see a little bit of feature of himself and Neil and how the business and MK and Kit Car Direct is run. So he's here to do that today.
When's the magazine going to be out, Jack?
That's a good question.
In the next coming months, but we'll give you a heads.
8 or 9 weeks.
9 weeks. So we'll give you a heads up, as we do every week. We'll give the heads up when the magazine's out and where you can buy it and etc. Hopefully you've already subscribed to the magazine like we do, and you get it delivered on your doorstep. So what we do is we'll carry on with Jack for the rest of the day, and then we'll catch up with you later with what's going on in the workshop. So thanks to Jack for popping in from Complete Kit Car Magazine. We've just done a little feature on us, as he said. In the next 6 to 8 weeks, that'll be out in a feature. You'll see that. It'll just be on MK, myself and Neil, who run the business, and just a little, I think, business profile really. So look out for that. It's now Saturday. We've rolled on a couple of days. We was going to do the workshop work on Thursday, but we've been running out of time trying to get customers' cars ready. And fortunately, it's been a really nice day today, sunny, and we've been able to bring in the S2000 back in. To dust the cobwebs off and just give it a check over. This hasn't been run since the last track day in Snetterton in 2019. That was September, October time, I think, roughly. And I'd even charged the battery and pressed the go button, and she started first time. Pressed her down, blew the cobwebs off today. She does what she's brilliant. I tell you, these cars, customers coming today and he's ordering an S2000 car. Sean, he loved it. And why not? It ticks all the boxes, this engine. 9,000 RPM limit, 6-speed gearbox, pulls around at 60, tops out 140. What more could you want, I suppose? So yeah, that'll be refreshed and ready to go for. I think we're going to bring it along to Snetterton. Remember that, April 10th, Snetterton, Good Friday. Try and get along to see us there, or come along if you can in your cars. It'd be great to see you signed up. So CBR 929R, we have been doing a little bit of electrical work on this. We tried to borrow some ECUs off someone. We've had to get another ECU, and his system, by the looks of it, that's gone. So it's the ECU I think was at fault. We've been doing loads of diagnostics. Unfortunately, electrical problems can take a bit of time before you diagnose this. So that should be in hopefully by Monday, maybe Tuesday, from where we purchased it from, and then we'll see if we can get that up and running. We'll show you that fired up hopefully. Got to do some suspension work. As I said to you, this car is rock solid. It hardly moves. It's got some issues going on there that we've got to deal with. So yeah, crack on with that, and we move on down the workshop here. Chassis production still continuing. Jigs have been well used this year for sure. This one here, Mazda RX-5 car. This is going out to college, Colchester Institute. So they had already built a car which had been sold and gone up to Aberdeen, I think we said a couple of weeks ago. This is their next project. We've rattled this through as quickly as we can for them. So we're heading to their doorstep on Wednesday, I think, of this week. So they can crack on. They've already got their donor car. You've probably seen on Facebook. They posted up with a couple of bits. They stripped their donor parts. They've dropped them off the other day for modification. So they're ahead of the game this year, and they feel like it's amazing actually how much they've picked up from the build last time and how much they can get ahead of the game once they've done one, and how quickly they're preparing everything. So it's kind of something we've worked with them. We've developed the Mazda car when they built it as well. So they've got a few improvements been made on the chassis to help them be easier to build as well. So great little chassis. They're going to have another killer project, and that will be for sale at the end. So if you're looking for a car, and it will be probably by the end of the year, but if you're looking at the sometime in that and you're looking for a car that'll be up for sale, I think they're doing it in grey. I think it's grey they're doing it.
Yeah, this one's grey.
It's grey, yeah.
We've convinced them to do a video blog as well.
Yeah, so you'll see a video blog on it and some tasters of when they get up and do it, because the whole paint and body shop gets involved in that car as well. So it start off with a base coat of the grey gel coat, but then it will be painted. I'm not sure what colour decals they're going to maybe go in Kawasaki type green or graphics on it. But so it'd be great to see this develop, and it would be interesting to see what the students do with the car and the project. And I think they're going to add some custom touches again, which is they did last time: gear knob and exhaust shields and a few other touches. They get some other parts of the university and college involved in it. So, right, we'll move on to the next car. The Indy RR, this is a Hayabusa Gen 2 that we spoke about the other week. Been doing a bit of work on this as well this week. It's coming, this car's going to be for sale. We had a couple of electrical rooms, been test driving this today and just checking everything that's working and not. Couple of little things to iron out. We just want to go through the car, make sure nuts and bolts are all tightened and rechecked, just some geometry stuff. And bits and bobs. We've got to put another seat in here, or etc. Or if you don't want it and you've got it's a track only car, say it is for sale. Drives really nice though, great little car. I'm sure it's been many a happy a day on a track, and you'll have an absolute blast. Plenty of power, loads of power in this. You'll have an absolute blast. So we've got that in. We're working on that and we're working through it. So next on,
Boot cover.
boot cover. That's it.
Product.
New product. So all you guys out there that've got the 50mm or 38mm roll cages, that's the inboard one. They're normally welded in. The earlier cars are all welded on. We bolt them on now, but we can weld them for race application as well. We've got a nice new boot cover now. Normally, traditionally, this is what you would do, guys, I presume, making in a flat sheet, whether it be out of Valley or etc. We've now made, like we've got for the Mazdas based cars and the other ones that it has a roll bar, we've now made the boot cover to fit. So that will cover all up. Once that presses in, all the corners fit tidy, and press studs going into this. This is done in that carbon effect vinyl. It's quite a nice touch. And we do them in black as well. So if you've got a 50mm, 38mm full cage type of car, then we can do a boot cover. We can make this straight. This is our standard cutout because we have a position on the manual where we put the fuel filler cap. If yours is different, we can get it made so it's straight, so it sits in, so it doesn't interfere with your fuel cap. We did post out, I think last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, we posted out another nice little product. We got one in the Honda S2000 for John. Nice little MK branded brushed aluminium gear knob. That's in the M10 by 1.25 thread as standard. We can tap them out to different thread sizes if necessary. You just have to give us a shout. Neil will post up links, no doubt, to these, or you can just, for where you can purchase these, etc. as well. But I think it's a smashing product. We keep trying to deliver you new stuff that you've had all the cars in the past where you're trying to do something. This again makes access as well. If it's on press studs, pop, 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 you're back into your car. Perfect. So, yeah, next car we move on. So the S2000 project moving along again. We started on the main, let's call it accessories wiring for all your lights, switch gear and everything else. We started on that this week. And then if you scroll around, a Saturday job that we've been doing it today, we started on progress with this, cutting in all the switches and the, if you can zoom in, the MK branded dials. These are in a chrome. We can change the finishes on these. We can do orange needles as well, brush finish or black on these bezels, but MK branded. Standard aluminium Savage switches, these all light up, they will, and we've got obviously his gear knob on this for the S2000 gearbox. That's an M10 by 1.5 thread, so that's been tapped for that. So he's very branded with MK anywhere. Then we've got to go in, which is here. Two of them are going behind the steering wheel on this particular car. We have a rev counter to match and a speedo as well, which very tidy. 80mm gauges, that's going to sit in one side and the other for those two.
That's a 10,000 RPM as well.
Yeah, this one's made for the Honda, so we can bespoke him. That's a 10,000 RPM gauge. It's not your standard 7,000 because it's the S2000 revs to about 9. Can get up to 9 too, but let's say 9. So it's been adapted for that. Lovely. So yeah, on with that. We'll carry on. Fit that on. We've got to do the steering columns. We're putting a quick release boss on that. That should be finished this week as well, and we'll cut that in during the course of this week as well. So that'll be tidying that up as well. Super. So Booster Turbo we'll move on to. Right, so Project Booster Turbo, the Indy Turbo for Fuels. We've been on with this week. I think we said to you last week, the intercooler's been modified. The end caps were changed. We cut that into the nose cone now. We had to chop down, unfortunately, his nice Reverie carbon knackered up, but we managed to make all that work with it, so a bit of extra cooling. All the intercooler pipework's been mocked up and made here. Throttle cables have gone in. Bracketry for the fuel pressure regulators done. We've done the bracket here for the actuator for the flat shifter system and automatic gear change. We've run all the fuel lines through. On the back we've made the engine cradles are here until it's live and we haven't prepared, but so we've got the bottom cradle here. This mounts underneath the car, and the fuel pump mounts basically under here as well for this section. And then we've just modified the fuel tank that's been made for the inlet and the return as well. Diffs in now, so it's kind of bespoke. But we've ripped out the old dashboard, got to finish the wiring bit. We've ripped this out, and we're putting a new pre-peg one in. We've actually extended this. Phil wanted this yesterday. We did this. We extended this column as well by 20mm. It's only a small amount, but if you've got longer legs and shorter arms maybe, and you want your steering modified, and it's got a, you know, it's a lot of horsepower in this. We've made what else we've made on this? Oh, I'll tell you what we've made. These are the racing straps. So this plenum, obviously under boost, could easily be pulled off. So we've made some retainers that clamp down on both sides here to hold this plenum in place. These are stainless steel retainers, and they will hold it down and bolt the plenum into place. So under boost, that's not going to be able to fall off and pop off as well. So little jobs, throttle cable, as I said, throttle stop's been done, brake lines have been done this week as well. So all the niggly little jobs are fab, really, that we've had to do to try and make it all work and fit, modifying nose cones and everything else. So this probably maybe 2 more days of mock-up, and then we'll start tearing it apart. And everything goes off to paint and powder coat. This is going to have a set of Indy RR wishbones on it now. This is an Indy R chassis, so they're poly-bushed, and it's going to have a set of Indy RR wishbones on it, so fully rose jointed all the way around as well. So it's moving on the project. It's a lot of R&D, unfortunately, when you're doing these type of projects that go into it, to making sure everything fits. It's going to be functional, it's going to work, and it looks good. It has to look good as well. So yeah, we moved on with that. I hope you like what we're seeing and what we're doing with that. If you've got some projects and you want to have a chat to us about it as well, welcome to pick up the phone, drop us a message on Facebook, drop us an email. We can go from there for you. So that's what we've been up to this week. I say thanks to Jack for popping in this week from Complete Kit Car. It was nice to see him and do a little intro us and us and what we're doing. As you can see, the workshop's always busy. We've always got people in. Thanks to the guys that come in today for the test drives, and customers who ordered cars as well. And all those customers are ordering parts for us in a weekly basis. We seem to be sending out parts pretty regular these days. In fact, it's every day. I don't think there's a day where we ain't sending cardboard boxes out. So thanks for your support over this time. April 10th, remember that, Snetterton. If you can get down and come and see us, and if you're looking at out, you know, getting into a building a project or a car, we'll have some cars there for test laps, as I say. We'll keep reminding you, but it'd be great to see some faces there, and the kettle will be on for sure. So that's what we've been up to. Thanks again, guys. Like, share, you know where we are. We'll catch you next week.